All right, well, I don't even know how to really go about this video, but I think that ESO is officially on its last legs, and I think it's really sad to see. So, if you guys don't know, earlier today, July 6th, Microsoft announced that they laid off like 1,300 people, I think it was, and a lot of them, was it 1,300 or was it like 13? Either way, it was a ton of people, and half of that was like half of the dev team of ZeniMax is now gone. That includes people like Gina Bruno, who posted on her Blue Sky account saying, after almost 19 years, I am absolutely heartbroken to say my time at ZOS has come to an end. Supporting this game and community has been a dream come true, and one I won't soon forget. Then we also had Finn, who has been the lead. So, Sarah, I'm gonna bring this one over too. So, hey folks, I have been impacted by these layoffs for nearly 15 years. ZOS has been my home. I've had a hand in every dungeon, arena, trial, event zone, challenge difficulty, etc. in my time here. But the best accomplishment is mentoring these kick-ass designers that help deliver so much joy to folks. Wow. Also, sorry, I said 1,332. I apologize. What a difference in numbers. Thanks, Xbox. And then also, I wanted to bring up this one as well to show you guys. ESO lost half of its team today. If you've ever enjoyed the game in any way, let these people know their hardworking creative efforts helped to make something that brought joy to millions of people. They didn't deserve to be unceremoniously tossed out for shareholder value, which I completely agree with. Brilliant writers, designers, and artists are now without security. These people would make a wonderful addition to any creative project. Completely agreed. I was not impacted, but I'm very unsure of my own future. Our team is so small now that I don't know what we can reasonably do anymore. But for now, the people who were impacted need to support in the community. So many wonderful people that I can't imagine working without. So those are the first three things that I want to show you guys. Then we also have a post on the forums from the dev teams, which is, guys, this is crazy. So this is all talking about, you know, let's read this first and then let's go into what this means, the future, all this stuff, because I want to get all the information out there before I start like talking about it. So Jess says on the forums, as we get ready to launch season 1 in this week, we want to reaffirm our commitment to the Elder Scrolls Online, which I kind of feel like they have to, like she has to say something like that. That way, you know, they're still buying stuff for now, like the community is still buying stuff for now. Our team's immediate focus is on launching season 1, which we're all excited for you to jump in. Looking beyond season 1, the roadmaps we previously shared will be shifting. We want to take the time to evaluate the work in front of us and then lock down an updated schedule. While we'd love to share concrete details today, stepping back to get our plans straight will let us come back to you with a clear timeline. This game is nothing without you, our community. Thank you for sticking with us and for everything you bring to Tamriel, the ESO team. So let's talk about this for a little bit. This is a ZeniMax team that I have not always agreed with by any means. I've very much had my fair share of problems. But that being said, nobody deserves to just like wake up one morning and just have half of their department be absolutely just gutted. I have definitely had my harsh words, but I gotta say this feels very sudden. This feels very, it's corporate is what it is. It's corporate, and I think that's basically the best word for it. It is a very huge red flag, and it feels like we're on the Titanic, that because this ship, I don't see it going very far. We have and it kind of makes sense as well, which is kind of crazy, because remember the last dev update when everybody's like, hey, what about Warden? What about Warden? Is it still on time? And nobody was answering that. It's kind of showing a little bit here. So it's a little bit like, all right, where are we going to go from here? What's happening with this game? I don't see it going much farther. And I hate that, because it's always been a staple for a lot of us, myself included. And I just don't see it making it another 2-3 years. I think that, unfortunately, this is the route of MMOs. I think that MMOs are an unfortunate dying genre. And this shows right here, because ESO is one of the more popular MMOs, especially the PvE side of things. It's definitely one of the more popular ones. But this is MMOs in 2026. Nobody plays MMOs anymore. This is a very dying genre of a game. Look at what happened to New World. Look what happened to Ashes of Creation. There's so many games that are just dying, and this is just another casualty of it. And the fact that they were really slow to put out updates already, even after like their whole revamp, the fact that they were really slow to put out updates, and now they've got half of the team laid off. I'm sorry. I don't see this lasting much longer. I think that this game is officially I think that this game is on its last legs, and you can see that. I think it's a shame. I think that there have been a lot of mistakes that led to this point. I don't know if it would have if it would have changed anything. I don't know if they just didn't do subclassing, if they kept the player base or whatever, and like they were able to keep that player base. I don't know what would have happened. There have been a lot of mistakes on the road, but unfortunately, that's what ESO was. And that's what ESO kind of turned into. But I really felt like they were turning it around a lot. Yes, I've had my problems with stuff that they were doing in 2026, but I think that they were a lot more communicative than they were in years past. And so I thought that they were doing a good job, but unfortunately, I guess there was stuff behind the scenes that we just didn't know about as the player base. And that is what it is. So I think that ESO, I think it's at an end. I don't see it lasting much longer. So this is kind of unfortunate. It's been crazy that this is where we're at. But guys, realistically, what can they do with half a team? I'm not trying to like talk shit or anything, but like genuinely, what can they do without with half the team? I don't think that they could put out the same amount of content, and without like content being able to kind of like churn out every so often, especially with an MMO that kind of like demands that kind of stuff. How can they continue with this, and how can this be a moneymaker for the corporate overlords of Microsoft? I don't see it happening. So unfortunately, I think that this is the first shot, and I just don't see it lasting another year or two. I just don't see it happening. I could be wrong, but I don't think that this is I think that this is it. I think the ESO is officially on its last legs. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now it's unfortunate, and I think that that's kind of the whole state of video games as a whole in 2026 is it's a corporation nowadays. It's not that same love that I grew up with. It has to make money. It has to be a money making machine, or it's not worth the time. Look at Destiny. Look at what happened with Sony and Bungie with all that stuff. Look at all these other MMOs that are going down the drain. If you're not churning out money, and if you're not like a big mainstream game, you're gonna get axed. And I think that that's crazy unfortunate. I want to go through all this. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All the stuff that they're talking about for this. Like, I understand that the timeline no longer reads. Let's say that some of the future planned features might be longer than possible. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. So I think that we're at the end. I think that this is the official end of ESO. Yes, we're gonna have a little bit longer, and like they're all talking about, oh, the future, the future, the future. But I'm not dumb. I see the writing on the wall. The fact that they were so slow, and look, not saying that it's a bad thing, because I'd rather have something be slow and have it be turned out right than have it be delivered quick and half-assed. Scribing. This is the end. This is the end of it. They're gonna try and pump out new content, but honestly, I don't really see the need to invest in this game much longer because it's not going to be around. So at this point, I think we got to do other things with our lives, because this is kind of crazy. I did not see this coming today. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know. Are you guys going to be playing ESO until the very end, or are you kind of like, all right, well, this kind of seems like it's it. So I feel like it's like whatever time I put into this at this point, it's at the end. Like, what else can you do here? So guys, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to keep on playing? Are you abandoning ship right now? Are you going to do are you going to like lessen your time with ESO? Or are you going to have more time on ESO? I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but this is something that I was not expecting. And but it's here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, later.